It's time for the inaugural episode of
Who is that guy?
That's right, Who? This is a new series where we look back at obscure yet memorable players from little pockets of Celtics history.
Oh, right.
The idea is that these will be short videos focusing on how did they become a Celtic, then what did they do while they were in green, like why were they so memorable, why were they so beloved by the fan base, and then what happened, how did they depart from the Celtics. And our first candidate is this guy.
Stop and go.
Greg Stiemsma. Greg Stiemsma was a beloved fan favorite backup center who graced the parquet in the 2011-2012 season, right in that post-Kendrick Perkins trade era where the Celtics were desperately looking for a big man to complement an aging KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen Big Three. Prior to that 2011-2012 season, the Steamer had never actually played an NBA game. He'd played in Europe, and he had brief stints on the Timberwolves and Cavaliers roster, but never actually made it out onto the court in an official NBA game. And while initially buried deep in the depth chart, the Celtics would unfortunately and eventually suffer season-ending injuries to both Chris Wilcox and starting center Jermaine O'Neal, which would eventually leave Greg Stiemsma second ranked in minutes overall played by Celtics centers that season. So what's he well known for? Why do Celtics fans love him so much even today? Well, check out these highlights from Stiemsma's first game as a Celtic.
He was last night. Here's Kaman against Bass. Nice. Hits the cutter, rejected by Stiemsma. Out of bounds. Have had an advantage as many as 16 here in the first half. Here's Smith, rejected by Stiemsma, who has 3.
And he obviously challenges shots.
Ariza feeding, came in, another block for Stiemsma.
Whoa, just taking names.
In his NBA debut. There's short some big fellas too. There's a chin screen headed to the rack. Blocked again. It is a block fest.
6 blocks in his NBA debut. Stiemsma had a nose for the ball, even if just defensively, averaging 1.5 blocks per game in just 14 minutes per game. For reference, last season, Rob Williams averaged over 2 blocks per game in over twice the amount of playing time. But Stiemsma could also shoot the ball and would consistently knock down this very Brandon Bass-esque baseline jumper. So the rim defense, a bit of shooting, his ability to complement the big three, and just his cool, quiet, confident demeanor. But it all culminated in the ultimate compliment from the ultimate man, really.
Good up fake. Blocked by Stiemsma.
They're gonna love this kid.
You gotta love the Steamer.
He doesn't have a goatee, and he's got blonde hair, but he's playing like the guy I played with. Beautifully done. This kid has got the same timing as Bill Russell. He gets out there, he cuts them off, makes them commit, and then has the quickness to get up before and just before the ball is totally released.
That's right, the most qualified person to make that comparison, Tommy Heinsohn, just straight up comparing Greg Stiemsma to Bill Russell, still personally waiting to be able to buy that moment on NBA Top Shot. But in all seriousness, in that era, in 2012, when KG, Pierce, Ray Allen are clearly winding down, we desperately needed some complementary pieces to bring the best out of them. And for a brief moment there, everyone, including Tommy Heinsohn, thought that Greg Stiemsma was our guy. In 2012, the Minnesota Timberwolves made Greg Stiemsma an offer he couldn't refuse, an offer the Celtics refused to match. 2 years, $5.3 million to be exact. And with that, the fabled Greg Stiemsma era came to an end.
Clayton Moore. Off the curl, Redick pass to Anderson, and Stiemsma ingested. Yeah, well, see, Anderson wanted to foul.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can help us out with that YouTube algorithm by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And let us know in the comments which player do you want to see featured on the next episode of...
Who was that man?